Hampshire had one of their best days of this LV County Championship summer as Fidel Edwards and the record-breaking Mason Crane shared 10 Warwickshire wickets to put the home team at the Ageas Bowl in the box seat after day 2. First up on the second morning was Hampshire trying to eke out as many runs as they could after resuming their innings on 255 for 8. Gareth Berg, who began the day on 42, moved to a 50 off 73 balls with his 5th 4. He'd done a great job after his team had slipped to 198 for 7 on day 1. He was out for 54 as he top-edged to pull off Ricky Clark to Boyd Rankin in the deep. Berg left with the score now standing on 267 for 9. 18 more were added for the last wicket before Crane fended a short ball from Clark into the hands of Jonathan Trott. Crane had batted for 108 minutes for his valuable 13 runs. Hampshire will have been pleased to get to 285 all out and would have been even happier when Edwards struck in his 4th over to have Ian Westwood caught in the slips by Berg for 12. Varun Chopra and Laurie Evans held firm until lunch, which was taken with Warwickshire on 27 for 1 in reply. And these two batsmen then made steady progress with the bat as the afternoon session got underway. It wasn't always easy for them, but they battled through to just about have their side on top with a stand of 62 for the second wicket. There was no real sign of what was about to come as Hampshire suddenly produced some magic with a spell of cricket which would have had their relegation rivals sitting up with anxious faces. The collapse was started by Crane, an 18-year-old leg spinner playing in just his second first-class match. He bowled Chopra with a well-disguised googly for 37 at 78 for 2. Then, later in the same over, he had a man with 52 test caps in Trott taken at slip for a duck by James Vince. Crane soon bagged a third as well, Sam Hain taken down the leg side by Adam Wheater to now give the youngster figures of 3 for 13. Make that 4 for 13 next ball as Tim Ambrose got well forward but was still LBW for a golden duck. Edwards then seized his opportunity. Racing in, he trapped Clark in front for a dozen. And then he had Chris Wokes fishing and nicking behind to leave Warwickshire in a lot of trouble on 105 for 7 as the players headed off for tea. It took Edwards just 2 more deliveries on the restart to strike again. Keith Barker beaten all ends up to go for a duck. Evans had watched all of this mayhem unfold from the non-striker's end, but he was now caught by Michael Carberry after making 35 as Crane became the youngest Hampshire player in history to grab a fifer, beating a record going back 106 years. Rankin ruined his figures a little with this 6 as he and Jitan Patel added 10 for the last wicket, before Edwards wrapped things up by bowling Patel around his legs. Warwickshire had lost their last 9 wickets for 47 runs to be dismissed for just 125, Edwards taking 5 for 32 and Crane career best 5 for 35. Although the lead was 160, Vince decided against enforcing the follow-on and then watched the out-of-form Jimmy Adams pull Wokes out to Westwood with 6 runs to his name. There were still 22 overs left in the day, but Vince and Carberry ensured that they didn't open the door to their opponents. This had turned out to be a very good day indeed for Hampshire, and if they can go on and win from here, then they will give themselves every chance of avoiding the drop. This pair added 68 runs before the close, both batsmen making 34. So into the second half of this contest we now go, with the home team on 82 for 1 in their second innings, and that has them 242 runs to the good. They are now bossing this match.